Hello children, boys and girls. Welcome back to my channel.
About my medical
Yoke shows the employee throw Scott's own flip-flop at him and hit him square in the head.
Asking me to wear a mask? You guys are violating federal law. You get that? Get that on camera. Ma'am.
Wouldn't want to bring anything down, super spreaders. I bet you voted for Trump, didn't ya? Woo! Trumpers!
So I have a disabled child that didn't wear a mask, a son with autism. It does. It has everything.
Nothing to do with it. We offered.
It's a shame. It really is a shame. I practice medicine. The way you do this, I kill people.
Who would have thought masks would ever be controversial, let alone still be so fucking controversial? I have fucking loathed masks ever since it was mentioned in the same sentence as Corona. That's when shit started to get sketchy as fuck. I had a feeling there would be a control problem. By golly, I was right. I had a feeling that once they were implemented and like mandated, that this shit was gonna like be hard as fuck to get rid of. If you've ever dealt with any form of government agency, you know they are the dumbest, slowest, laziest workers to deal with. So of course, when you get the government so heavily involved in what you wear on your fucking face, it's gonna be a fucking problem. It's unavoidable. So shout out to my mom who works for the state of Arizona. I'm not talking about you, but I don't know, maybe I don't know how you are on the job. My mom is watching this, I'm sure. Hi Mom. She's like one of my biggest supporters as far as my YouTube goes. She shoves it down everyone's throat, makes them subscribe, and I love her for it. I appreciate it. Force people to subscribe if you have to. I like that tactic.
Need to use any methods necessary, but I want them alive.
My point is, whenever you put the government into something, getting them out is going to be a million times harder than getting them involved. It's going to be like extracting bone cancer. I feel like that's the equivalent. Because the government loves their power, and when you give them more, they're going to want to keep it. Even if it's something as stupid as what the fuck we're wearing on our faces. Also, for all the people, mostly older people, who complain that I cuss too much, too fucking bad. I'm sorry. It's who I am. I'm not going to fake who I am, so you don't get upset over words. Get over it. I'm going to cuss, and the shittier things get in the country, the more I'll probably cuss. And like by the end of Biden's presidency, it's just going to be fuck. Me just yelling the word fuck. And that's the video. If we're being honest, and we're going to be honest, so don't try to lie, masks have never made sense. Like, let's all go to the grocery store. You're all touching the same produce. You're all touching the same shelves. You're all touching the same counters everywhere. You're all touching the same shit on all the same shelves. But wear a mask. You're like, oh, my quick wipe down of the cart saves it from Corona. All Corona's dead now. No. On top of just the basic concept of like, my body, my choice, right? If I want to die, let me die. It's not up to you. You can't force me to not get Corona. If I want to get Corona, if I want to take that risk. Up until the point that it was mandated in Arizona, like almost everyone was already wearing one, but I would be like the one and only bitch in there not wearing one. I was like, yeah, bitch, I'll take this one. I'll tell you that it's not shit. I was fucking angry in the beginning. I did not trust where the fuck this was going. And I feel like anyone with like, honestly, a functioning brain, the ability to form independent thoughts, you were kind of sketched out by the whole situation. It was very weird. It's always weird when everybody in the media, politicians, celebrities, are literally saying the same like 3 lines over and over and over and over and over until people comply.
Wear the mask so you don't infect people.
Wear a mask.
I'm going to ask you to mask up.
When you wear a mask, you have my respect.
And then people then start yelling at you for not complying when they don't even really know why they were complying in the first place. Here, I'm gonna let a bunch of people I don't know, have never met, will never meet, and I pay money to, control what I wear on my face also. Humans are fucking weird. So now, here we have it. I finally got to the point. Dr. Fauci. Evil genius or dangerous moron? See, I don't know how to like rank these things anymore, because I had way too much faith in the intelligence of the people in this country up until the moment Biden got declared president. I was like, people really are that fucking stupid. It kind of shook me. I gave people way too much credit, so I would like to think that Dr. Fauci's not that stupid. And he's basically making decisions for us. Again, never met him. I don't know why this is a thing. But I also kind of don't want him to be an evil genius for the same reason. It's a lose-lose situation, and we've been stuck in this shit for over a fucking year. Can you believe it? Can you believe it's already been a fucking year? Once again, Dr. Fauci has exposed himself. He loves putting on a show to make people feel better.
How has it changed your mask wearing practices?
Well, George, I'm obviously careful because, I'm a physician and a healthcare provider. I am now much more comfortable in people seeing me indoors without a mask. Before the CDC made the recommendation change, I didn't want to look like I was giving mixed signals. But being a fully vaccinated person, the chances of my getting infected in an indoor setting is extremely low.
And you parade around in 2 masks for show.
No.
You can't get it again. There's virtually 0% chance you're going to get it, and yet you're telling people that have had the vaccine, who have immunity. You're defying everything we know about immunity by telling people to wear a mask who've been vaccinated.
No. Masks are not theater. Masks are protective. And we
have immunity there, theater. If you already have immunity, you're wearing a mask to give comfort to others. You're not wearing a mask because of any sign.
I totally disagree with you.
He admitted that although he's been vaccinated for months, he feels a need to wear his mask because of who he is. Humans are digressing. This is not the same caliber of people who even founded this country. We can go farther back than that. What is happening to us? Is it all the chemicals in the food? What the fuck? The Rand Paul, Dr. Fauci feud, I guess that's what you could call it at this point, has been one of the only good and amusing, solid, reoccurring things during this entire COVID circus that we call life, that we're not in charge of in the slightest. Rand Paul bitch slapping Dr. Fauci's intelligence and knowledge and stance on things for the past year is one of the few things to bring me joy. Truly. Rand Paul has a tendency to get under Dr. Fauci's skin simply by stating facts. I know, facts so triggering.
Do you have any second thoughts about your mitigation recommendations, considering the evidence that despite all of the things we've done in the U.S., our death rate is essentially worse than Sweden, equivalent to the less developed world that is unable to do any of the things that you've been promoting? Do you have any second thoughts? Are you willing to look at the data that countries that did very little actually have a lower death rate?
So I don't think it's appropriate to compare Sweden with us. Yes, we have. I think in the beginning, we've done things based on the knowledge we had at the time.
As far as the vaccine goes, personally, I think it's obvious. If you get this sketchy-ass vaccine, get it. You should not need to wear 1 mask or 2 masks, as Dr. Fauci would like us all to do. So Rand Paul got Dr. Fauci to blatantly fucking lie just this past week. By the time I get this up, maybe 2 weeks, who knows? I take a while sometimes. Sorry. Basically, Dr. Fauci has, in the past, up until I believe 2014, he used government money to basically approve of supporting the Wuhan Virology lab in China to really figure out viruses going back and forth between animals and humans and testing it and seeing what happens. That's not sketchy in the slightest. Gain of function research. That's what it's called. Even Obama was like, bro, we gotta stop this. What happens if it gets out of our control? Can't risk this shit. He cut off the funding. So Fauci now goes through a subcontractor to fund them. And Rand Paul called him out for it, and Dr. Fauci blatantly fucking lied. He fucking lied about not doing that. He denies sending money to this virology lab, and also denies supporting sending money to the lab. He's just like denying all around in a very public way, which is very fucking stupid when it can literally be proven, bud.
Dr. Fauci, we don't know whether the pandemic started in a lab in Wuhan or evolved naturally, but we should want to know. 3 million people have died from this pandemic, and that should cause us to explore all possibilities. Instead, government authorities, self-interested in continuing gain-of-function research, say there's nothing to see here. Gain-of-function research, as you know, is juicing up naturally occurring animal viruses to infect humans. To arrive at the truth, the U.S. government should admit that the Wuhan Virology Institute was experimenting to enhance the coronavirus's ability to infect humans. This gain-of-function research has been funded by the NIH. The collaboration between the U.S. and the Wuhan Virology Institute continues. Doctors Barrick and Shi worked together to insert bat virus spike protein into the backbone of the deadly SARS virus, and then use this man-made supervirus to infect human airway cells. Dr. Fauci, do you still support funding of the NIH funding of the lab in Wuhan?
Senator Paul, with all due respect, you are entirely and completely incorrect that the NIH has not ever and does not now fund gain-of-function research in the Wuhan Institute of Virology.
Do they fund Dr. Barrick?
We do not fund.
Do you fund Dr. Barrick's gain-of-function research?
Dr. Barrett does not doing gain-of-function research, and if it is, it's according to the guidelines, and it is being conducted in North Carolina.
You don't think inserting
a
bat virus spike protein that he got from the Wuhan Institute into the SARS virus is gain of function?
That is
You would
not
be in the minority because at least 200 scientists have signed a statement from the Cambridge Working Group saying that it is gain of function.
Well, it is not. And if you look at the grant and you look at the progress reports, it is not gain of function, despite the fact that people tweet that.
So do you still support sending money to the Wuhan Virology Institute?
We do not send money now to the Wuhan Virology
Do you support
Institute.
sending money? We did under your tutelage. We were sending it through EcoHealth. It was a sub-agency and a sub-grant. Do you support that the money from NIH that was going to the Wuhan Institute?
Let me explain to you why that was done. The SARS-CoV-1 originated in bats in China. It would have been irresponsible of us if we did not investigate the bat viruses and the serology to see who might have been infected.
Or perhaps it would be
China.
irresponsible to send it to the Chinese government that we may not be able to trust with this knowledge and with this incredibly dangerous viruses.
I actually heard about this Dr. Fauci thing originally like 7-8 months ago, like in a detailed way. Obviously there's been conspiracies since the beginning, because that's the first time I really heard about it like in depth and with facts to back it up. It was on that bold British dude on Fox. What is his name? Steve Hilton? Steve Hilton? Is that right? Did I get that right? You think I got that right? Probably didn't get that right. So if not, my bad. Here you go.
It always had one steadfast champion, a leading figure in the world of infectious diseases, Anthony Fauci. He co-wrote an op-ed in the Washington Post describing this research as, quote, a risk worth taking. Important information and insights can come from generating a potentially dangerous virus in the laboratory. Viral gain of function research, the exact type of research that the Obama administration stopped. But Fauci didn't stop it. He continued on by subcontracting it to this group to collect bat samples for scientific research. The project that Fauci commissioned gave EcoHealth Alliance more than $3 million over the course of 6 years, despite the Obama administration's ban. And here we come to the crucial step, which has never before been reported. Peter Daszak himself subcontracted a key piece of the Fauci project. The gain-of-function piece. He gave that to a well-known center of expertise in gain-of-function virus research, which specialized in bat coronaviruses. Yep, he gave it to the Wuhan Institute of Virology. In the project's results page, there are 13 papers. Inside the funding section of that paper is the ID of the Fauci Commission project. That's the money trail. Thanks to this paper, we can see the specific activity that Fauci funded. Here are the details. We're putting the actual scientific language on screen now, but this is what it means in plain English. They collected samples of bat feces from a cave near Kunming in Yunnan province, China. They found many novel bat coronaviruses in the feces. They analyzed them and sequenced their genetic information. They then built various chimeras, genetically engineered new viruses, man-made, in the lab. They infected human cells with them in the lab. And they then showed that their man-made viruses could replicate as a functional virus.
So according to body language experts, when people are lying and they think they're getting away with it, they have a tendency to smirk. It's a subconscious thing that people have a tendency to do when they are lying and think that they're being convincing.
Despite the fact that people tweet that,
So
they write about of virology, no matter how many times
words, you're parsing
you say
words.
it,
There
it
was
didn't happen.
research. There was
NIH and NIAID categorically has not.
No wonder Fauci said he wanted to wear 2 masks. He really had to hide that, didn't he? Probably too exhausted from like destroying America to like have the strength to like try to hold that back, you know? Gotta feel for the man. Fauci is a flip-flopping, untrustworthy, uncharismatic, and frankly quite ugly man. He's a disgrace. He offends my patriotism. But hey, maybe that's just my opinion. Let me know your thoughts below. Let me know your thoughts on the Rand Paul Dr. Fauci feud. I don't know if you've been as amused by it as me, even though it's a dark shit. I love seeing Dr. Fauci be pushed. No one ever fucking pushes that asshole. And he deserves it more than anybody at this point. Besides maybe Nancy Pelosi, she deserves to like literally be shoved. That's a whole different topic. I hope, and I kind of don't care if it's literally his last day alive, Dr. Fauci needs to get what's coming to him. All this bullshit that he was a big fucking cause of, a lot of lives taken, a lot of businesses dead, and will never come back, all because of theater. All because we want to make people feel good about wearing a fucking cloth on their face that does nothing for their lives and actually destroys America. He deserves the worst. Again, maybe that's just my opinion. Let me know your thoughts below. If there's any other sketchy Dr. Fauci moments, which I know there is, but I could not cover all that in one video, we'd be here for hours, and I don't have that kind of dedication to sit here and talk for hours. I could, but I don't really want to. So let me know all the sketchy moments from Dr. Fauci that you know about that I did not mention, so that we can educate as many people as possible on all the bullshit that happens in this world that not enough people talk about. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you liked the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and you will see this Ugg mug next time. Bye.